Hello, hello, and good morning to all of you beautiful nerds from around the world. Welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. Folks, it's a Marvel Monday, and whoa, look out. We've got a lot of Marvel stuff to talk about. That Black Widow trailer just dropped. If you haven't yet, go over to the main channel, check out the reaction that I did, but we're going to talk about it here. We're going to go into the theater. We're going to check it out frame by frame. We're going to get our theory hats on. We're going to talk about what it all means. Who could Taskmaster be? Who could he be? Well, I'll tell you what, in that trailer, one of the theories that people had about who Taskmaster was going to be was debunked. We're going to get into that. I also want to talk about some crazy news about Shang Chi, considering that we were talking about this on Friday. Some of the reports that came out over the weekend. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's all I'm going to say about that. I also want to get into some of the Fantastic Four rumors. Boys and girls, crazy Fantastic Four rumors. My spidey sense is tingling a little bit when it comes to the Fantastic Four in the MCU. John Krasinski and all of that. And guys, you're not going to want to miss this. Towards the end of the stream today, we have our own very special correspondent / scooper. We have an inside source, a source that knows something about the Spider-Man deal. It's going to be pretty crazy, guys. We're going to get into that. That's going to be nuts. What is that going on, everybody? I see you in chat. I see Deadweight. I see Hector. I see Drum and Company, Travis, Jacob's Quest, Maverick, Tara, June, Fanjecture, Hector, Clashmates Official. Justin's in here. Holy cow, what's going on, everybody? Happy Marvel Monday to you. Happy Marvel Monday. Mason is Taskmaster. Who's Mason? Remind me, chat. I need a reminder about who this Mason person is because I don't know who you're talking about. Music is fire? Well, thank you. Where do I get this? This is on an app called Pretzel. It's for, it is for OT. Wait, what? Wait, what's going on here? Who are we talking about here? I don't know. I feel so confused. Jeremy Conrad is Taskmaster. Confirmed. Confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Conrad is Taskmaster. That's how he gets all the scoops. He's Taskmaster in the MCU, so that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Mikey Sutton is Taskmaster. No! The dude who came out at Comic-Con? What, like the actual actor? Mason? The Mason dude is Taskmaster? I gotta be honest, I might be having a brain fart on that. I might be having a brain fart, because I don't know who the heck you're talking about. Isn't it Tony Masters? Isn't that the guy? Oh, you're talking about... Okay, so you're talking about Tony Masters from the comics? Is that really who you think it's going to be? Tony Masters? Mason is the character he's playing, and Mason is also Taskmaster. Okay, so yeah, so you think it's that dude. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Could very well be. Could very well be. But it could be someone else, too. Ooh, what if it's Tony Stark? What if it's Fantastic Four? What if it's literally John Krasinski? And that's how he comes in as Mr. Fantastic. Think about it. Think about it. I can finally catch a live stream. Yes, Dick Juan. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. By the way, if you are watching this, gentleman that I ran into in Guitar Center yesterday, I apologize about being super awkward in that exchange. Somebody came up to me yesterday at Guitar Center, said they were a big fan. That's awesome. I appreciate you. I should have probably shook your hand and said what's up. It was awkward. I'm a little bit awkward when you catch me in the wild. Sorry. Sorry to you if you're watching this. Oh, man. Taskmaster probably actually the name, in case anybody was wondering. Venom is Taskmaster? Well, guys, first of all. Chat, pause the music. Chat, what's going on? What are you doing here? What are you doing? Okay, check this out, guys. We got to talk about something else. It's not Black Widow related. We're going to go into the theater, okay? We're going to look at all of the trailer. We're going to get into it. But first, I want to talk about something real quick. It's a little crazy. Chet, where's the stinger? Oh my God, I gave you like half of the show off on Friday. I really thought you'd be able to. Anyway. Holy crap. All right, Chet, that's one. All right, guys, check this out. We've got some crazy news about Shang Chi that I need to talk. Whoa. What? Chet, what are you doing here? Whoa. Where's the? Okay, here we go. There it is. Fang Foom. Fang Foom. Sorry. Fang Foom. Ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about this on Friday. Didn't we just talk about this? Remember when we just talked about this on Friday? Guys, literally, it must have been either hours later or the very next day, according to Daniel Richtman, who, by the way, is scooping some crazy stuff. He announced that the Black Widow trailer was going to be dropping today at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That was correct. It actually dropped a little bit before that. Daniel Richtman also... Guys, we're going to have a really fun stream, and there's a lot of really fun stuff to get into, but there's rumors out there that there could even be an Eternals first look dropping later today, or something else really crazy with regards to Marvel could be happening later today. So you're going to want to stay tuned to the channel. Okay, so check this out. I want to get into this. According to Daniel Richtman, via Full Circle Cinema, Fang Foom will indeed be appearing in Shang-Chi. Now, Jeremy in this article is talking about an old 4chan plot leak months ago that was being spread around rumors, or around Reddit, that said the alien dragon would appear and that the Mandarin makes Shang-Chi participate in a fight tournament to earn the rings. It's sounding more like that could be the case. Different things going on there, but yes, indeed, Fang Foom as a dragon likely to be in Shang-Chi. Now, what I think is going on with that, and we sort of talked about this a little bit on Friday as well, one of the things that's interesting about that whole dilly-dally is what if the tournament is to get the 10 rings, it's not that the Mandarin has the 10 rings. It is to get to the 10 rings, to be able to have the 10 rings. Perhaps there's another character that has all the 10 rings. They're dying, and so they're being passed down, and whoever wins this tournament will get the 10 rings, okay? But, wow. Crazy stuff that we talked about it on Friday. It's almost like I wished it into the ether. You know what I mean? And then now we're likely going to be getting Shang-Chi stuff as well, or Fang Foom in Shang-Chi. Now, also, guys, and I'm a little bit ADD today, and I apologize. Chet, get the music going on again. Okay. This is it. This is it right now. The grand prize for the winner of the Battle Bracket 2020. Have you filled out your bracket? Have you filled out your bracket? And the voting begins today. We're going to put the polls up later today. The polls are going up on Twitter. The polls are going up on the community tab. And there's going to be an Instagram post where you can vote. An Instagram post. Now, you gotta go vote as well as fill this stuff out. If you really want whoever you wanted to win, then you gotta be active. You gotta go over on Twitter and vote when we put that up. You gotta go over and vote on the community tab on our YouTube channel. And you've got to go on Instagram and comment on who you would want to do. Today, facing down, it's He-Man and Spider-Man. He-Man and Spider-Man. So you got to let us know about that. Also, if you guys are who's your pick for the top pick for the battle bracket? Oh, dead weight. That's a good question. Let me explain something. I thought about this a little bit last night. I was like, maybe I should tell who my picks are. You know what I mean? But then I thought, what if you freaking guys tried to work against me to make sure that my bracket didn't do well? Now I don't know if I necessarily want to even tell you who I picked for my bracket. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a good question, Deadweight, but I don't know if I'm gonna get into it. And if one of the EPs could drop the link to the battle bracket, I believe it's in the description of this video. Matthew, what's the bracket website for that one? Boom, Ryan on it. Ryan H on it. My good man. Keep it a secret. Keep it safe. Oh man, we're having fun today. Woo! Okay. I want to get into something else. Here. Okay, we're transitioning. We're doing wild and crazy things. Chet, put me on the big screen. Okay, Chet, kill the music. This is serious. Okay, guys, lean in. Papa Josh wants to talk to you about something. Lean in. Okay, check it out. Guys, we've been hearing a lot lately about rumors of John Krasinski coming to play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A lot of rumors. A lot of people talking about this, okay? And honestly, I have my spidey sense tingling a little bit about this. My spidey sense is tingling, folks. I actually really do buy into this. In fact, I think everybody involved is being really coy about this, but that it's very possible that John and Feige have actually already figured this dilly-dally out. Because we all know Feige's a gangster. This would be super duper baller. It just came out today that Emily Blunt, or maybe it came out last night, that Emily Blunt was talking about how she was offered a role in 2020 for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She had turned it down. But if you look at the way she commented about that, she's talking about fan casting, and it's a really weird response. When I saw the headlines for the article, some people were saying, oh, well, this clearly shows that she was actually being offered a different gig, throws some water on the rumors of Fantastic Four and all of that. I don't read it that way. If you look at her comments, the way I read it is, whoa, something's going on here. What I believe is probably going to happen, and this has, again, been rumored by a lot of different people, but I believe that John will play Reed. I believe Emily Blunt, his wife, will play Sue. And on top of that, I believe John Krasinski will direct this movie. He will also direct this movie. But that has already been speculated by some other parties. I saw John Campea and Robert Meyer Burnett talking about this. Robert Meyer Burnett kind of hinted that this could be a thing and that it could already be in the works. Okay, a lot of people are talking about this. However, I've got a little extra. I got a little extra flavor, okay? If we're doing MCU speculation, just refer to me as Saul Bay. Salt Bay! Because I'm going to sprinkle the sweetness on this. Check this out, folks. What if Chris Evans came to help co-direct this movie with John Krasinski? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, whoa, how could that happen? How could that work? Why would that be a good idea? Well, I'm going to explain. First of all, Chris Evans said a lot before he exited the role of Captain America that the next thing he wanted to do was get into directing. He wants to be a director. He wants to get on that side of the camera, okay? He's also really, really good friends with John Krasinski. They're both Boston boys, both kind of men's men. They get along quite well, quite nicely. On top of that, Chris Evans has the absolute love of the Marvel Cinematic fan base. Just having him be attached to it, he doesn't have to play Captain America. He's not going to play Captain America. But if he comes back to co-direct with John Krasinski, and can you imagine the press tour? Guys, Chris Evans being there, he doesn't have to get jacked like he did for Cap. He just has to worry about the creative side, worry about the directing. The fan base would go nuts, and that kind of goodwill, I think, would really help this movie out. On top of that, and many of you are probably already thinking this, Chris Evans was a part of a previous Fantastic Four version. He was Johnny Storm, baby. Come on. Tell me that's not perfect. John Krasinski is probably the better director between the two. What he did with The Quiet Place, really crazy. He's going to be doing Quiet Place 2 as well as director. But when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, John Krasinski, a little out of his element. Doesn't really know the cast, the crew, everybody that's involved over there, the whole team. But guess who does? That's right, his buddy Chris Evans. And so you get his buddy Chris Evans and John Krasinski to co-direct. John's doing the scenes. Chris is behind the camera, making sure everything's going on. Chris knows everybody. He knows Billy Bob. He knows Jody. He knows Sam. He knows everybody on the set. And by the way, Marvel always does this thing where, hey, you come on as a director, they've already got sets built. They've already got action directors that are going to direct the action set pieces. It's a perfect scenario. And I'm starting to think that not only will John Krasinski come over and play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, but he'll also direct, and just as a little extra spice, a little extra Marvel flavor, man, would it be cool if Chris Evans came to help co-direct that movie with him. Ladies and gentlemen, would that not be perfect? Would that not be perfect? I want to know what you think. Are you not entertained? Put that music back on, Chet. I want to know. I want to know what you guys are thinking about that. What do you think? Evans' first directorial debut was good. Hey, Trinity, what was his directorial debut? I don't even know. Chris Evans does not have a box office hit. I'd rather have an incredible director. Yeah, maybe. Come on, Cap is directing. That's what I'm talking about, Cap in Pennsylvania. Wouldn't that be incredible? It would be just Chris Evans directing? No, it's got to be a co-directing. It's got to be co-directing. They've done co-directors before. They did with Captain Marvel. I think they're doing it with one of the shows as well. Look, guys, I'm telling you, it would be perfect. You know, not to troll or whatever, but like directors don't even really direct Marvel movies anyways. Like, you know, some of them do and all that, but like, come on. That would be amazing. I don't want John to burn out trying to do too much. MCU movies are a lot. Well, so, okay, but MCU movies really aren't a lot, especially from the directorial position. From directing, they don't really, I mean, they've got a lot. Look, they're very good at making movies. They're going to let you play. They're going to let you do your thing. You know what I mean? Taika is a horrible director. Said no one ever except Tara. Tara, that's so ridiculous. I love you, Tara. You're crazy. Taika is definitely not a horrible director. It was titled Before We Go. Okay. We'll have to check it out. Have to check it out. Folks, I'm telling you, that would be the best. That would be the best. Best scenario, I'm telling you. John did a great-ass job with A Quiet Place. Yup. Definitely heard. Look, I'm not a horror guy. I've only seen bits and pieces of A Quiet Place. But from what I've seen, very freaking cool. Okay, let's get into the next topic, guys. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to get into the theater. Let's get into the theater.
People, my sister moved out west.
And let's talk about this here
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher.
Let's talk about this here trailer. Chat, pause the music. Everybody get into the theater. Everybody trickle in. Trickle on into the theater. Watch your feet. Grab your popcorn. And let's look over this trailer. Let's talk about this Black Widow trailer. And I definitely want to know what your thoughts are about this. And this dude, so everybody just thinks it's going to be this guy, the guy they brought out, huh? Nobody thinks there's a crazy mystery, huh? When it comes to Taskmaster. Well, guess what? You're all wrong. You're just like Tara when you're talking about Taika Waititi. Wrong. You're wrong. Trickle in, guys. What are you doing? Come on. We got to get into this. What are you doing? Trickle in. Come on. Sit down. Sit on down. Knives Out was garbage, Jason says? Oh my God. Wow. That's the first, you're literally the first person I've ever heard say that, Jason. And I was going to buy that movie the other day and watch it. It's going to be Mason clearly. Logic from Russell as well. I don't, whoa. What the hell's going on in this chat? What the hell's going on? This guy's on his phone next to you in the theater? Jeez. Guys, can we get it together? Please? Can we get it together on this Marvel Monday? Please? Please? Thank you. Thank you. I've heard literally nothing but amazing things from about Knives Out. Task Mason? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's go through this trailer together. Star Wars Santa says Knives Out is fantastic. Santa, come sit by me in the theater. Come sit by me. You know what I mean? Let the haters sit over there. You come sit by me. Okay, let's watch this trailer together, and let's pick apart a few really cool things. There's particularly one thing I want to show you for sure. And chat, look, guys, first of all, y'all need to be liking this video. If I don't get 30 more likes in the next 30 seconds, we're done. We're done for the day. We're closing up shop, and I'm just going to call Jason, and we're going to talk D&D all day. Okay? So I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit mad that there's not enough likes on this video. Daquan Seeley coming in with a $4.99 super chat. Am I the only one that thinks Mason would be too obvious? No, bro, you're not, because you're obviously a very smart person, and I'm thinking that as well, okay? So thank you, Daquan, for that. And, guys, the rage meter is popping up. If we don't get those likes, I'm going to freak out, and I'm canceling the stream. I'm canceling the stream. Hang on 1 second, guys. 1 second. Hello. Oh, yeah, Godfather. What's up? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I get you. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I understand. Okay. All right. Bye. Thank you. We're definitely not canceling the stream. We would never do that. We would never put that kind of pressure on you. Come on, guys. What do you think this is? All right, let's watch this trailer. And you tell me if you see some cool stuff going on. Is it going to get... It's going to get canceled? It better not get canceled.
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher.
Disney's usually actually pretty good about the fair use.
Your husband, he renovates houses?
So, okay. What the heck is going on in this scene? Like, is this like at the end of the movie? What is going on with this scene? I'm talking about not like this is a bunch of different scenes jumbled together, right?
Out west.
That's him going to Russia, or this is
You're a science teacher.
Her like finding her.
Your
This
husband,
is the scene I'm talking about, where all of these dudes come up.
Renovates houses?
Is that like
Thinking about
Russian
moving,
military?
but
Is that
you're gonna wait
American
until the
military?
interest
What is
rates
that?
go down.
That's not my story.
Let me turn the volume of that down so you guys can hear me. It's about
Before I was an
me.
Avenger, I made mistakes.
Okay, so this scene, probably looks to be the first interaction that she has with Taskmaster, and holy shit, this is cool, man. Like, okay, the music is just awesome, and I've been a huge fan of this music ever since we got the very first trailer, which was I think back in November of last year. It was like when I was in Orlando. I remember the one trailer came out. Ever since then, I was like, I'm very hyped on this music. This music's fantastic. But look at how just gorgeous this shot right here. Yo, with him peeking over the shield like that. Come on, guys. Come on. That's crazy. Loving it. And then he boop, shields her, right? Somebody's been watching MCU movies. Holy shit, maybe it is Jeremy Conrad. Confirmed. And I really need you guys to let me know if there's some crazy stuff going on in this trailer. Am I missing something? You got to let me know, chat. I will never forgive you guys if there's something cool that's in here and you don't tell me while we're going over this in the theater.
His call sign.
So what is this? Let's watch this. Does that not look like something from Iron Man 2? Yeah, he's watching Iron Man 2. Michael's got it. Michael, you should be up here doing the things, freaking reviews with me, man. So he's watching that footage from Stark. Was that in, what building was that in? Was that in a Stark facility? Somebody help me out. Was it in, where was that building? Where was that building? Where are they fighting in Iron Man 2? Because that's what a lot of people are trying to speculate. Like, he's using the, it looks as though he's using the visor. That was the Hammer facility? That's why I like you guys. That's why I'm going to keep you around. This is cool. Thank you. Okay, Hammer facility. That's really interesting. Okay. So some people have speculated that that is technology, that the way he is using this and the suit that he's using, the Taskmaster from the comics, he just has this innate ability to be able to absorb moves from people just by seeing them, right? But the rumor is now, and this actually comes from a toy that came out that has like some symbols on the visor that looks as though he's able to use the visor to see what's going on. Is the visor and the technology absorbing the different moves and technology and then putting it into the suit somehow? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that happening with the suit? Is it happening with something like that? So, yeah, he could have Tony Stark tech. Look, June, can somebody do me a favor? Can someone just go up to June and give June a big old hug? A big old hug. Because I get you, June. You know, you're free to feel the way you want. I'm just hinting a little bit of negativity from you today. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. But can we give June some internet hugs? Somebody go up to her in the theater, him or her, not sure, and give June a hug. He's jacked into the Matrix, Trinity says. That'd be crazy. So yeah, is it technology that's doing this? I just hate that everything is tied to Tony. Hammer time. Do. Hey, might be. But yeah, it looks like that visor thing is going on.
He controls the red room.
And he controls the red room. This is crazy. I'm not saying June said anything wrong, Moonlit Trev. I'm not saying June said anything wrong. I'm just saying I'm sensing a little bit of negativity. I'm just sensing just a little bit of negativity. That's all. It's okay to be negative. You know what I mean? It's okay. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong. I'm with June. Not everything can be Iron Man derivative. Get out of here, Maverick Pilgrim. Get out of here. You're being way too negative. All right, check it out.
They're manipulated.
So they're manipulated.
With no choices.
Is this her being manipulated? Do you know what I mean? Is this her being manipulated? Is that super soldier serum? Is it mind control serum? What's going on? Everyone's turning against me and turning against freaking Tony Stark. Jeez, everybody's turning against me. Oh, man, you're always, Gina, I can review all live streams and you're always cheerleading for DC. Hey, let's all just get along. Can't we all just get along? So, yeah, that's really interesting, man.
How many others are there?
So she's going to be fighting a bunch of Black Widows. That's kind of crazy. And let's one more thing I got to show you here.
Enough.
One more thing I got to show you. Okay, look at this hair. Now, this is either big hair that's like, this is some like loud, like massive body in this hair. You know what I mean? Which is very possible. Or that's Khabib Nurmagomedov with that big goofy ass hat that he always wears. Is Khabib a Black Widow? It's getting wild on this Marvel Monday. Keep going. And then, like, look. Okay, so we got big hair, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Okay? And then we cut to this shot, though, and then, like, what? The hair is just down? Did she straighten it that quickly? What is going on here? I mean, I knew they had good technology, but, like, damn.
We have to go back to Wordles.
Dude, I'm sorry. The color palette in this film combined with the music is amazing. Like, it's so cool. It's so cool.
So they never do that to anyone again.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Big Daddy.
Fight with you.
Red Guardian.
You won't win. I've always found
Oh, yeah. Face down. Face. Oh, Wakanda forever! And then he's Spider-Man moving. Yo, he goes from T'Challa to Spider-Man here.
I've always found it best.
Boom! That got me a little chubbed, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
So it looks
The
like...
plan sucks.
Ah, God, this is so cool. So she's going to be fighting a bunch of freaking Black Widow ninja soldier people, and she's going to be fighting Taskmaster, and she's going to be teaming up with Dad Bod Red Guardian. Whoa, if we weren't hyped before, we're hyped now, baby.
At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you to be.
And this shot also is really confusing to me. I could use some help here. I could use some help, chat. By the way, chat, how are we looking on those likes? How are we looking on those likes? That's not good enough. I need more likes, guys. Come on. Yeah, so we're curious here. Is this Jake from State Farm? What's going on? Where is this scene? What is going on here? Can someone help me out? At first I thought, okay, maybe this is Ross coming up to the Avengers facility. But like, nah, this is just like a small town, a small city, or the edge of a city or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Beginning of movie, middle of movie, end post-credit scene of movie. Love that Ross is in this, obviously, but I'm confused as to what is going on here. And is this the same thing? Is this SWAT coming up behind him, and then SWAT goes into the facility?
Here you are.
It's a train station? Maybe early movie? Maybe.
Between what the world wants you to be and who you are.
Ross wasn't blip.
I made my choice. I'm done running.
Yeah. Yo, Guardian. Yo, Red Guardian getting it in. Throwing that shield. Okay, so check this out. Now, this shot, believe it or not, blew a lot of theories away. Because Rachel Weisz down there, a lot of people thought that Rachel Weisz was actually going to be Taskmaster. They were going to do some crazy gender flipping, best friend flipping, double-crossing craziness. And they still technically could, because we know Marvel can change things in their trailers. This is a great thing, and Star Wars should learn from this. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole, you know what I mean? But it looks as though the theory that Taskmaster was maybe going to be Rachel Weisz, wrong. Not going to be Rachel Weisz. Now, many of you are saying in chat, many people are saying, could just be Mason, the Mason character, the dude that came out at Comic-Con, like I was telling you guys. Could be that. Could be someone else. You know? Could be someone else. Justin Hammer. You know? Hammer time, baby. What if it's Justin Hammer? What if it's somebody working for Justin Hammer? What if it's Trick Shot, Clint Barton's brother? Would that not be dope? Would that not be crazy? Now, in the comic books, Taskmaster actually goes on to train U.S. Agent and helps U.S. Agent not only fight more like Cap, but just fight more like a badass. I hope we get to see that. Like, they better not kill off Taskmaster in this movie. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going. Okay, this scene is mind-blowing. Just from what we see in the trailers, this is going to be mind-blowing. This is going to be crazy. Oh, Kendall says we have not seen Mason in any of the footage. That's true. That's very true. This shit is so hype, dude. Oh, my God. Black Widow still, by the way, tracking at like $130 million opening weekend, despite the illness things going on out there in the world, and James Bond moving their things back. You know, James Bond's like, hey, we're out. Black Widow sticking to its date and still tracking at a very, very decent opening weekend. I think this movie's going to be very dope. I think Marvel fans are very excited for this. And just in general, Marvel fans have not had anything to see, check out, no new content for a while. So, cool stuff. Rewind for the back-to-back? What back-to-back? What y'all talking about, man? Like that? That's not back-to-back. What's the back-to-back? You guys got to tell me. Oh, the backpack. Wait a minute. Did you all see his backpack transforming? It's turning into Falcon-esque wings? No way. No way. Are you talking about right there? So he could have Falcon wings like in this shot that they're digitally taking away? Oh. All right, let's just watch this again. Russell's got me on one. When he's free falling. It looks like the hood's just flapping, brother. Yeah, it looks like his hood is just flapping, but I'm going to go ahead and ignore logic and say you're absolutely right, and I can't wait to see the Falcon wings pop out for Taskmaster. I can't wait to see him doing the Taskmaster wings. That's going to be awesome. If he has wings, that's too OP. Nah, bro. Kendall, he's got the wings, and it's going to be dope. Dope. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited, man. This was a very good trailer, in my opinion. This was a very good trailer. All right, trickle out. Let's get out of here. Let's get back into the regular setup. Let's get back. Now, folks, before we get into Q&A, by the way, have you guys filled out your battle bracket? You probably haven't heard me talk about this recently. But did you know that we're giving away this Infinity Gauntlet? Did you know that? Did you know we're doing our Battle Bracket 2020 competition in which fans will vote on a bunch of different battles between heroes and villains, deciding who will move on forward in the bracket? Did you know that we're picking one winner to win this, but we're also giving away a bunch of t-shirts and merchandise to other people that participate? Did you know that you can vote for this on social media? Did you know that? Okay, cool. You know that. Awesome. Okay. Now, look. I need... Oh, no. We might have had a technical problem at the studio. Chet, why isn't that thing working? Chet? What's going on? What's going on, buddy? All right, get that working. Okay, awesome. Okay, so check this out. Guys, there's a lot of rumors out there about Spider-Man. I don't know if you've been paying attention to this a little bit, but there's been some really interesting things being said lately, okay? One of these things is that Kevin Feige recently said that Spider-Man's going to be his own man. We are going to see Spider-Man as his own man in this film, okay? Also, the guy that plays the Scorpion, the Matt Gargan character from the very first movie, that dude is also... Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me, Chet. I can't believe that happened. I had a really cool thing planned for you guys, and I'm super bummed that we can't do it now. Jesus Christ. How could this be? Chet, I'm not even going to send you home. I'm just going to ignore you. God, can't believe this happened. Anyway, had a really cool thing. We'll have to save it for tomorrow. We'll save it for tomorrow. We have an inside source, a really crazy inside source that has information about Spider-Man, and I wanted to go directly to that inside source and talk about it, but we've got freaking issues. Chet, you got to be kidding me, brother. You got to be kidding me. How is this even possible? Oh, and I'm like trying to figure it out, and now I'm just fucking ruining the stream. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. So, where can we get the battle page? No, June, I can't tell you. June, I refuse to tell you. I'm not going to tell you, June. Okay? Is it big news or something small? Pfft. You're just trying to get info out of me. Why don't you and Tara go talk about DC and hate on everything good? Jeez. Chat, play the music. This is getting super awkward. Yeah, so we'll just jump in and do Q&A for the remainder of the show. I'm super disappointed that we didn't have that going on. We'll try to get it sorted out for tomorrow. Weird things happening at the studio, that's for sure. And if only I could figure that out. God, that's irritating. Anyway, we'll get into some Q&A. Also, folks, I'm not sure we're going to do a community stream tonight. We might not do a community stream tonight, and we'll just pick it back up again next week. I kind of wanted to do fan casting. I wanted to talk about some fan casting, but I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a busy day if more Marvel news drops. That's going to be pretty wild. So, might just wait on that. And let's just get into Q&A. And by the way, we're going to do this really cool new thing for Q&A very soon. I can't spoil that either. Can't spoil that. We should totally do fan casting. Yeah, fan casting is fun. So that's what I was going to say is like, let's fan cast the Fantastic Four. Everybody's just going to go Krasinski. But what if we fan casted the X-Men? Yeah. Let's fan cast the new X-Men. Can we do a community chat? We might have to, man. We might have to. There's that would be really cool. That would be really cool. Maybe we will do X-Men fan casting. If you guys want to do that, let us know. Let us know, okay? Clarify what Spider-Man as his own man means. Yeah, so what I think's going on with there is they're suggesting that after sort of being under the wing of Tony Stark, which June said earlier she's a big fan of, and that June just absolutely loves how much everything is connected to Tony Stark in the MCU, which I respect. I'm not that crazy about it, but I respect June's right to believe that and want that. So, in the first couple of movies, living under the wing of Tony Stark, now Spider-Man's really going to be his own person. He's out on his own. I think particularly after the mentorship with Mysterio fell through, this is going to be a person that's really not all about that anymore and possibly on the run and just doing their own thing. Okay? And so I think that's what they mean by being his own man. We're really going to get to see Peter just being Peter, right? I also had this feeling, man. I had this feeling, and this would be so crazy. Remember when I said, guys, that I feel like Sony should go right to Sinister Six, and that I don't think Sony should, wait, and they, instead of doing, Spider-Woman, they should go right to Sinister Six? What if that's what Feige wants to do? You know what I mean? What if that's what Feige wants to do? And Feige's like, hey, what if this next movie, Spider-Man 3, we literally do our own version of the Sinister Six? We get them all together. We get Norman Osborn together. We get Harold and Kumar. We get, they're not members. Who was I thinking about? Well, we'll get the Scorpion. We'll get the Vulture. Probably not going to get Venom or Morbius, just being real. Probably not going to get either of those two. But we could get Kraven the Hunter. That would be really, really cool, man. I'd love it. I'd love it if we went into the Sinister Six. I'm seeing a lot of cool Ewan McGregor's Professor X. That'd be interesting. I'm seeing a lot of interesting casting. Are we saying that we should do this tonight? Harold and Kumar are too OP for Spider-Man. Just saw Campia say that with Chapek reputation that this Sony deal won't last long. I hope he's wrong. Man, Campia. Campia, you freaking butt. You butthole. Fancast Monday? Yeah, let's do it. All right, fine. We'll do it. We'll do it at 8 o'clock, guys. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, y'all better be there because we're fancasting the X-Men tonight. Campia is an idiot, shitting all over Star Wars. Yeah, Campia has turned on Star Wars so bad. I love all these people. Like, I just want to say this because it's kind of funny. Like, look, Star Wars is so fucking ridiculous right now that I don't even like talking about it. Like, I really don't. Like, I was actually just thinking about this morning where I'm like, unless it's the craziest Star Wars news, unless it's something really big, probably going to relegate Star Wars videos to just Star Wars Sunday. Really not feeling it anymore. Like, just really not feeling it anymore. Fanbase totally turned me off. Lucasfilm totally turned me off. A lot of people turned me off. But I do find it really funny that all these people that loved The Last Jedi and were like, holy crap, Star Wars is this crazy thing, and I can't believe people are checking out from Star Wars for The Last Jedi, you know? And even if they didn't say it, like, their attitude was kind of that way, right? I just find it so funny that all these people that were so positive on Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker are, like, super negative about it. Like, super negative about it. Like, okay, I really like Eckhart's Ladder. I like Eckhart's Ladder a lot. Been watching a lot of his stuff. He's totally turned on Star Wars. Now, he keeps it pretty positive. He's not, like, super negative on it, but he's totally turned on them. John Campia, very positive on Star Wars. He's totally turned on them. Totally turned on them. I wouldn't say Christian Harloff has totally turned on them, but he was literally going to do a show with John about Star Wars. That's over. He doesn't want to do that. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be doing that. Who else? Star Wars Explained. Alex Damon hasn't turned on Star Wars. Super doesn't like Rise of Skywalker. Like, you watch his videos where he talks about Rise of Skywalker and stuff, and it's very funny. Star Wars Theory is still positive. Yeah. Theory. So I love Star Wars Theory's positivity. I love how he does that. I love it. But in a lot of different ways, like, he has changed his tune a lot when it comes to Rise. He's still really positive on canon and Star Wars and everything like that. But yeah. Boring. Gee, let me guess. Krasinski as Reed, his wife, Radcliffe as Moon Knight. Yo, Radcliffe has actually denied that completely. Jacob's Quest says diversity. Yeah, I just don't look. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars way more than Marvel. Honestly, I do. Like, I love Star Wars way more than I love Marvel, but it's so much more fun to make Marvel content and to talk with fans about Marvel stuff. Like, it just is. It just is. You know what I mean? Theory has flip-flopped a little on Rise, although he is very supportive of the novelization. Yeah, he has. He has flip-flopped a good bit. Renee, what is up, brother? Feige loves Star Wars more, too. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, guys, we got like 5 more minutes before we're calling it. Hit me with some questions. Who's got a good old question? Bruh, I'm disappointed they didn't cast someone who actually shrinks as Ant-Man. I know. How could they do that? You know? For all this talk of diversity that Disney has, how are they going to not cast an actual shrinking person to play Ant-Man? You know? I mean, Scarlett Johansson said she could play it. She could do it, but it is what it is, I guess. Ooh, how do I feel about Eternals? Great question, Lava's Black Man, thank you. Love it, dude. By the way, I've already been over this, but we could get some trailer goodness for that. There's a description going out about the trailer right now teaser's apparently been cut. We get full-on Kit Harington in Black Knight gear on a horse in the trailer. And here's the deal. Here's the deal with that. I'm so happy for Kit Harington. I'm so happy to Kit Harington. I'm one of those people that was really bummed with the last season of Game of Thrones, okay? Like, and what's funny is most people turned off the last season. They were like, I'm already not feeling it. And they watched every single episode in the final season of Game of Thrones and being like, I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I wasn't that guy. I was actually like, I'm digging it. I'm kind of into it. Until the very last episode. The very last episode broke me in a way that, like, I almost can't explain properly. Like, King Bran is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Super dumb. Super dumb. Super dumb. But anyway, the reason I'm so happy for Kit is because he had to deal with all that. He was very public about mental health. He, like, checked himself into a facility after Game of Thrones went off the air or something like that. And honestly, dude, he was just struggling. And as someone who, like, I mean, I think we all struggle with, like, mental health. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, are you doing really good currently, or are you doing really bad? Mental health, just like physical health, it's a thing, right? It comes and goes. You know, you got to be taking care of yourself, but things are gonna happen, and you know you're gonna struggle. Kit Harington, language. Sorry, Captain Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. Greatest last episode of all time. Oh my God, no, you didn't. Please be trolling. Anyway, so get Kit had to deal with all of that stuff, and I'm sure he was really worried about just his career after Game of Thrones. Is he going to be able to get work? What's going to happen with all of that? Is he always just going to be thought of as Jon Snow? And those fuckers, Dan and Dave, at the Emmys, made Jon, Kit, freshly out of a mental institution for mental health problems, fresh out of rehab, they make that dude give the acceptance speech for the Emmys because they're cowards. And I was just really upset about that. And so I'm really happy that Kit has this role. Apparently he and Cersei are going to be the leads of the film. Very excited about that. And just not only that, but all of the dopeness that could be going on with Eternals. The Celestials coming. You know? Celestials are coming. Deviants. Eternals crazy power. You know? Angelina Jolie. Oh! She's still got it, baby. She's still got it. I'm telling you. So yeah, I'm actually very excited. The X-Gene could play a role. Hey, we could get some X-Gene stuff. X-Gene stuff could be coming. That would be really cool. So that's really what, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the Eternals, and I'm very happy for Kit Harington. I'm incredibly happy for Kit Harington, and I hope that he continues to play Black Knight in the MCU. Because he's a good dude. He just seems really wholesome. He seems like a good dude. He's had some struggles, and I want to see him succeed. Could not agree with you more about the final episode of Game of Thrones. God, Mav, you need to see Trinity about that. I'm not trolling. No! Just watching Dragon Ball, we bring an anime discussion back to the channel in a meaningful way. I'd be really interested in how to handle that. I'm sure we can. Like, we can do that, Mav. We've talked about this a little bit behind the scenes. I think we could take some shots at some Dragon Ball content, you know? I think we could do that. You guys let me know in chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, would you be down with us starting to do some Dragon Ball content on the channel? You let us know. Dude, don't get me started, Captain Pennsylvania. Don't get me started on that episode, bro. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Daquan Seeley with another super chat. Holy crap, you've been so generous today, Daquan. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. How are we going to get to Dark Avengers? Woo, baby. Woo, baby. Ooh, a lot of love for Dragon Ball. A lot of love for Dragon Ball. Okay, maybe we'll do it. Maybe I'll take a shot at it. Do it, Captain Avengers said. Okay, how are we going to get to Dark Avengers? We'll finish off with this, and then we'll call it a day, okay? And by the way, did you know we're doing the battle bracket? The votes, you better be paying attention. You better be following us on Twitter. You better be following us on Instagram. And you better be following the main channel's community tab. That's where the votes are going down. We're closing submissions for brackets. Fuck it. We'll close them at noon. We'll close them at noon, Ryan, okay? My Hero Academia, I'm a big fan of that as well. Crichton Smith says, I love Dragon Ball so fucking much, and said a bunch of other expletives, so it got hidden. Oh, shit. He didn't say. Okay. I'm not into it, but you should definitely do it. Okay. All right, maybe I'll do it. Okay. God, I'm ADD today, man. I'm really ADD. Okay. How are we getting to Dark Avengers? What I think is going to happen is we're getting state-sponsored heroes already. Okay? So, like, if you look at what is going on with Wyatt Russell and U.S. Agent, the government is clearly propping him up as Captain America. Okay? Ross is involved. The Avengers technically still exist, and those that signed the Accords are technically still working for the government. What I think is going to happen is that many of the people that maybe signed the Accords before, well, first of all, Tony's gone, you know, but many of those people that signed the Accords are going to walk away from that. But as far as the governments of the world are concerned, the Avengers are still state-sponsored and controlled. Ross is going to start plugging people in to the Avengers. It could even be the fact that he's going to plug in Taskmaster. Taskmaster could be plugged into the Avengers. If he does Red Hulk could be plugged into the Avengers. The Benefactor could be plugged into the Avengers. Justin Hammer could be plugged into the Avengers. I think that's what will happen. We'll start to plug these people into the Avengers, and before you know it, you look at the Avengers and you're like, wow, these are not good people. And then all of a sudden the next Avengers movies is, bam, Dark Avengers. Maybe the world won't refer to them as Dark Avengers, you know? They'll just call them the Avengers, but they'll be Dark Avengers. That's how I think we're going to get there. You know what I mean? That's what I think, Dickwan. But thank you, brother. I appreciate the question. Folks, I thought it was a fun stream. If you liked it, if you had a good time, smash that like button on this stream. If you're watching this on the replay, let us know. How'd you like the stream? What kind of things you want to see on the show? We're always making improvements and trying to figure things out. If Chet would just get things right. I can't believe we didn't get that segment done today. You're killing me, brother. You're killing me. But that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. DBZ, incredibly underrated, Kendall says. I completely agree. No one likes my fan casting, Jacob says. Look, come on by. Come on by tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking fan casting the X-Men. It's going to be dope. A lot of cool stuff going on today. Make sure you vote. Not for your local officials. That stuff's dumb. Vote for what fictional character is going to win this fictional bout today. That's what matters. Keep your priorities straight. And we're going to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I will see you in the next video. Chat, we got to talk. Oh, we got a super chat come in right at the... Oh, man. Renee, thank you for the super chat. Just because I was late. Oh, you don't need to do that. You're very awesome, though. Thank you, man. Appreciate the love. We'll be back at it tomorrow.